My first sim drifting competition is very soon, and honestly, I'm starting to panic. I realized that while I can pull off a good run every now and then, I didn't have the habits to do it consistently while under pressure. So I've spent the last few days breaking down my own footage to figure out why I was still driving like a beginner. Today I'm sharing the 3 specific habits I had to change to actually stand a chance this Saturday. If you're struggling to get that pro look to your runs, these are the 3 things that clicked for me. The first thing I had to fix was where I was looking. And that may sound basic, but under pressure, your eyes naturally glue themselves to the current zone you're in or the car in front of you. Take this run for example. Sadly, I wasn't recording my wheel, but I was at Drift Masters Riga, and I realized that I was focusing all of my attention on where I needed to put the car in that exact moment, instead of preparing the car for what I needed it to do in the future. For example, I would get through the first outer zone, transition, and continue to look at the second outer zone, even after I was already in it, and this would cause my line to be completely off. So to fix this, immediately after the transition, I shifted my focus to the inner clip, and by doing this, I could start preparing the car for what I needed it to do and where I needed it to be. So the overall lesson I learned is that if I'm not looking at the next zone, I'm just reacting, and trusting my peripheral vision to handle the current turn while my eyes plan for the next one is a great way to get consistent lines. After figuring that out, I turned on my wheel cam and headed over to one of the most difficult tracks in Brazil, Megaspace. Megaspace is a downhill course, so you're gaining speed the entire run, which makes everything faster and harder to control. And my problem was, the long sweeping turns and elevation change made it very difficult to control the car. Take this run for example. After the transition, going into this long outer zone, the car is just all over the place. And after looking back at the footage, I realized that my steering inputs are just too much. This combined with the elevation change is just confusing the car. Because the elevation change is already unstable in the car, I'm making it so much worse by literally fighting the wheel. So to fix this problem, I started minimizing my steering inputs and started relying on throttle control and left foot braking to stabilize the car. So instead of fighting the car with the wheel, I started guiding the car with the pedals, and I immediately put down my best lap at Megaspace. Now moving on to the most important habit I had to break, tandem proximity. Now, let me explain what I mean by tandem proximity. I used to think I needed to be door to door from the very beginning of the lap to the end of it. And this is elaborating on what I said in my last video. When you're in the chase position in a tandem battle, you're being judged on 3 major things: proximity, matching their line, and matching their angle. And I would always tunnel vision on the proximity aspect of that. Even though there's 2 other categories that the judges are looking for, I would try my hardest to always be door to door no matter what. And this would always lead to me not giving enough space on transitions and hitting the lead car on the entries. So to fix this, I had to start driving smarter. Here's a good run for example. Coming into the entry at FD Utah, I strategically gave the lead car space because as we came up to the transition, it would position me to dive in on their door. And this is the exact mindset I need to have going into battles. Just drive smarter, not harder. Look, at the end of the day, all the practice in the world does not matter if you can't execute when you're at the starting line. And these are 3 of the many things that I'm banking on to get me through this competition. I'm not saying I've mastered them, I'm saying I'm committing to them. May 2nd is the real test. And honestly, I'm just as curious as you guys are to see if the student approach actually works when the pressure is at 100%, because I don't know if any of this is going to work. If you want to see how all of this goes down, the wins, the fails, and everything in between, make sure you subscribe and come back, because I will be posting my whole experience of the competition. Wish me luck, and I'll see you guys on track.